The average American household carries $9,200 in credit card debt. But if you're watching this video, you probably know you're above average. You're sitting with $40,000. Here's what most people don't realize. You can actually eliminate that entire amount in exactly 24 months without a second job, without cutting your lifestyle to nothing, and without needing a debt consolidation loan. The math works. Most people just don't know the actual mechanics of how to execute it. Let's establish the problem first. $40,000 in credit card debt at an average interest rate of 22%, which is realistic for most people, means you're currently paying $723 per month just in interest charges. That's not going toward principal. That's money vanishing to credit card companies every single month. Over a year, that's $8,676 in pure interest that could have gone to paying down your balance. If you keep doing what you're doing and make minimum payments, that $40,000 will take roughly 12 to 15 years to pay off, and you'll spend another $20,000 to $25,000 in additional interest on top of the original balance. This is the mechanism that keeps people trapped. The debt avalanche method is the mathematically optimal way to escape this. It's different from debt consolidation, different from bankruptcy, and dramatically different from minimum payments. Here's how it works. You list every single credit card debt you have, ordered from highest interest rate to lowest. You then direct all extra money beyond minimum payments, to the highest interest rate debt first. You keep paying minimums on everything else. The highest rate debt disappears first. Once it's gone, you roll that entire payment into the next highest rate debt, then the next. Each time a card hits zero, your payment amount actually increases because you're combining the old payment plus the amount you were paying on the card that just disappeared. Let me show you what this actually looks like with real numbers. Imagine you have 4 credit cards. Card A has a $10,000 balance at 24% interest. Card B has $12,000 at 22%. Card C has $10,000 at 19%. Card D has $8,000 at 16%. Your minimum payments combined are roughly $480 per month. If you only pay minimums, you're making almost no progress on principal. Almost all of that is interest. Now, here's where the avalanche kicks in. You commit to paying $1,500 monthly toward credit card debt. That's roughly 23% of a $75,000 gross income, or about 18% of a typical take-home pay. That's aggressive, but not impossible. Of that $1,500, you pay minimums on cards B, C, and D. Let's say $300 total. That leaves $1,200 directed entirely to card A, the highest rate card at 24%. Because you're now paying $1,200 monthly to card A instead of just the minimum, that card evaporates in roughly 9 months instead of 5 years. The interest you save by doing this is approximately $2,000. Now, the moment card A hits zero, that entire $1,200 payment doesn't disappear. It gets redirected to card B. So now you're paying the minimum on cards C and D plus $1,200 to card B. Card B was originally $12,000, but you've also been paying the minimum on it for those 9 months, so it's now around $11,000. With $1,200 monthly going directly to it, that card is gone in roughly 10 more months. Total elapsed time, 19 months. You've now eliminated $22,000 in debt. At month 19, you redirect that $1,200 to card C. Card C started at $10,000, but has been paying minimums for 19 months. So it's roughly $9,500. At $1,200 monthly, card C disappears in roughly 8 months. You're now at month 27, but wait, you're not done yet, because we said 24 months. Let me recalculate with a higher monthly commitment. If you're paying $1,800 monthly instead of $1,500, the timeline accelerates. Card A at $10,000 with $1,800 going to it is gone in 6 months. That frees up the full $1,800 for card B. Card B is gone in roughly 7 more months. You're at month 13 with $32,000 eliminated. Cards C and D split the $1,800 at month 13, and both are gone by month 24. You've hit your goal. Now here's the critical piece that makes this actually work. You have to find that $1,800 monthly. For someone making $75,000 gross, take home is roughly $4,800 monthly after taxes. Allocating $1,800 to debt elimination leaves $3,100 for rent, food, utilities, transportation, and everything else. That's tight, but it's possible. It requires living below your means in every category. Let's talk about what that actually means. If you're in a typical American city, rent is probably $1,200 to $1,500. Food for one person is probably $300 monthly if you're cooking at home. Utilities are $150. Transportation, if you're using public transit or driving a paid-off car, is $100. Phone is $50. Subscriptions and miscellaneous are probably $200. That's roughly $2,200 in fixed expenses, leaving you $900 monthly for emergencies, clothing, haircuts, and actual life. This is genuinely tight. This is not comfortable, but it's survivable for 24 months. The behavioral component is where most people fail, and I want to be honest about this. Your brain is going to resist this plan repeatedly. You'll face situations where the $1,800 payment feels impossible. Your car will need a repair. Your friend will get married and invite you to an expensive destination wedding. You'll have a bad month at work. These are real obstacles, not excuses. The people who succeed at this aren't people with superhuman willpower. They're people who build in a small buffer and automate the payment. Here's how to actually execute this. First, call every credit card company and ask for a lower interest rate. You'll be surprised how often they'll reduce your rate by 2 to 3% just because you asked and have been a customer for a while. That might sound like a small reduction, but on $40,000, that's $800 to $1,200 in annual interest saved. Do this immediately. Second, set up automatic payments from your bank account to each credit card on the day after you get paid. This removes the temptation to spend that money on something else. You never see it as available. The payment just happens. This is exactly the same automation principle that makes 401k contributions work. You remove decision-making from the equation. Third, create a spreadsheet that tracks your progress. Include the balance of each card, the interest rate, and project when each one will hit zero. Update this every month. Watching those balances decrease in real time is psychologically powerful. It's the only motivation that sustains people through 24 months of tight budgeting. You need to see that you're actually winning. Fourth, build a small emergency fund of $500 to $1,000 separate from your debt payments. This is critical. If you don't have this buffer and something unexpected happens, you'll break your debt payment commitment and pull back into minimum payment mode. $500 in savings protects your entire strategy. Here's where most financial advice gets this wrong. People tell you to stop using credit cards entirely. That's actually counterproductive. If you cut up your cards and then face an emergency, you'll either go without, which might be unsafe, or you'll panic and accumulate more debt. Instead, keep one card active for genuine emergencies, but don't use it for regular spending. The goal isn't to never use credit again. The goal is to stop accumulating new debt while you're paying off old debt. Now, let's talk about what happens if life genuinely derails you. You lose your job, someone gets sick, you face a major unexpected expense, your timeline extends. That's okay. The Avalanche method still works, even if you're only paying $1,500 monthly instead of $1,800. Your timeline just becomes 32 months instead of 24. You're still making progress. You're still saving tens of thousands in interest compared to minimum payments. Progress matters more than perfection. One thing people miss is that as you eliminate cards, your credit score actually improves. Credit utilization is a massive factor in your score. If you have $40,000 in debt spread across multiple cards, your utilization is probably maxed out. As you pay off individual cards and the balance drops to zero, your score jumps. This is valuable because it opens doors. Better credit means better interest rates on future borrowing, which matters for things like car loans or mortgages. You're not just eliminating debt, you're rehabilitating your financial credibility. The comparison to other methods matters here. Debt consolidation loans often seem easier. You take out a single loan, pay off all the credit cards, and now you have one payment. Sounds great. But consolidation loans typically have longer terms, which means you pay interest for longer, even if the rate is slightly lower. You also lose the psychological wins of watching individual cards hit zero. The debt avalanche, while psychologically harder initially, is mathematically superior and psychologically reinforcing once you see progress. Some people ask about balance transfer cards, 0% promotional rates for 12 to 21 months. These can genuinely help if you have good credit and can qualify. The strategy is to transfer your highest rate balances to the 0% card, then aggressively pay down that balance during the promotional period. But here's the catch. If you don't pay off the entire balance before the promotion ends, the rate typically jumps to 24% or higher. This only works if you're confident you can hit zero during the promotional window. Given that you need to pay $1,800 monthly to hit your goal, and most 0% offers are for balances under $5,000 to $10,000, this is a supplementary strategy, not a primary one. The income piece is important too. This entire plan assumes you have a stable $75,000 income. If your income is lower, the timeline extends. If it's higher, the timeline compresses. At $50,000 gross income, you might only be able to allocate $1,200 monthly, which extends your timeline to roughly 36 months instead of 24. At $100,000, you might allocate $2,500 and hit your goal in 19 months. Income flexibility in your life matters enormously to this plan. Here's a question worth sitting with. What got you to $40,000 in credit card debt in the first place? Was it a specific event, medical debt, unexpected job loss, major repair, or was it accumulation over time from lifestyle spending exceeding income? This matters because if you pay off this debt without addressing the underlying cause, you'll be back at $40,000 in 5 years. The debt elimination is the short-term fix. The long-term fix is ensuring your spending stays below your income. Some people need to genuinely change their relationship with consumption. Others just had bad luck. Either way, this 24-month period is your opportunity to reset. The moment you hit zero on all $40,000, you have two choices. Option 1, you keep allocating that $1,800 monthly to a savings account instead of credit card debt. Within 12 months, you have $21,600 in liquid savings, a legitimate emergency fund, plus a down payment on a home or investment. Option 2, you return to your normal spending patterns and slowly watch debt creep back up. Most people do option 2. Most people don't actually change their financial behavior. They just cycle through debt elimination and reaccumulation. The Avalanche method works because it's mathematically optimal and psychologically reinforcing. You're not spreading your effort across multiple debts equally. You're targeting the most expensive debt first, which saves you the most money. Then you roll that momentum into the next debt. Each victory compounds. By month 16, when you've eliminated the first 3 cards, you can feel the acceleration. Your payments are bigger because you've freed up money from those cards. The finish line is actually in sight. Here's what needs to happen this week. First, pull your credit report from annualcreditreport.com, the only legitimate free source. Get the exact balance and interest rate on every credit card you have. Second, list them from highest to lowest interest rate. Third, call each company and ask for a rate reduction. Fourth, calculate your total available monthly payment amount realistically, not optimistically, realistically. What can you actually commit to without breaking it? Fifth, set up automatic payments from your bank account. Sixth, create your tracker spreadsheet. But here's what I genuinely don't know, and it's something I want you to think about seriously. Will you actually do this? Because I can give you the perfect mathematical formula. I can show you that you'll save $30,000 in interest. I can prove that you'll be debt-free in 2 years. But behavioral research suggests that most people who watch this video will do nothing. They'll think about it, they'll tell themselves they'll start next month, and in 6 months, they'll still be where they are now, paying $723 monthly just in interest. So the real question is, what's actually going to change between now and next week that makes you different from the people who know what to do but don't do it?